Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Finally, a senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and to all of our non-binary friends. And welcome to this, a brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. Thumbs up for that. First thing I want to say is thank you to each and every person that has left me a positive comment in the last couple days. There has been an outpouring of positive comments after I had mentioned the negative comments that I had been getting concerning my creative writing setting. I have gotten a lot of positive comments. It is appreciated so very, very much. Second, I have had to restart the beginning of this like 47 times so far. So hopefully this is the time that's going to be able to run all the way to the end. Thumbs up for that. Anyway, though, yes, indeed. I have written a few things down here. Not a ton, because I got wrecked emotionally yesterday and partially today, and I'm going to talk about that. But one of the first things that happened just this morning, because I was making some chili, and I bought some crackers to go into it. You know, cheap Walmart brand, because they're just crackers. Some things, cheap Walmart brand, stay away from. But other things, it's hard to mess up a saltine. But the thing I wanted to mention is, you see how the top of this box has been ripped open? Just along the glue. Right along here, there's a handy perforation. So that not only will it open, but it's got a handy tab so that you can shut it easily. But I didn't do that, did I? I tore it along the glue so I could just rip open the top. Less convenient. Harder to do. I am amazed that humanity has survived this long. Why did I open this up this way? Because this was here. My general attitude was, fuck you. I'm going to open it the way I want. And so I just ripped it open. Inconvenient for me. But that's the way I felt. Just no. And as a human being, a contrary, stubborn, backwards individual, like all of humanity, I did that. How have we survived as a species? How have we created civilizations? I don't know. When just a simple thing like this ends up being, I don't think so. And being contrary for the sake of being contrary. Yay. Thumbs up for that. Let's see what else I have on here. Not much, so I'm going to mention this other thing. If you don't watch my Let's Plays, and I don't blame you if you don't. I mean, if you don't watch any Let's Plays, you shouldn't have to. If you don't watch mine, for whatever reason, you shouldn't have to. And if you don't, I don't blame you. If you do, I thank you. But if you don't, life is life. But I was 45 minutes into the play yesterday, and I had to stop. I was crying, and then I was just emotionally devastated. I internalize things very strongly. And I really identify with the character in the game Disco Elysium. Strongly identify with that character. And when I hit the parts where I can't remember exactly what it's called, but since I've chosen the sorry cop-o type, because I'm the guy that apologizes for everything IRL. And in the game, I had the main character, apologizing. And that came up with the sorry capo type. Capo type just meaning what kind of cop do you want to be. And because I'm the sorry cop, and because I took rigorous self-examination, and I was thinking about my life, well, not my life, the character's life, It was just the rigorous self-thought part bad, not good. I can't remember details, but it was just a self-esteem destroying sort of assessment. And then memories came up. And remember, I identify strongly with this character because I've been that guy. I've never done anything as bad as this person. I've never been that much of a drunk. I'm playing this, but well, I mean, I was that much of a drunk. I was just being an introvert. I didn't go out to hurt other people. But I've been playing the character like I was playing me. You know, self-deletion through drink, but I don't want to hurt anybody else. And then those memories came up. Not my memories, but character memories. And since I internalize everything and identify with the character, it felt like gut punches. Like I had done it. One of the things was just, it's embarrassing, but it's not horrific. One of the memories is you got caught jerking it in the locker room at work. Embarrassing, but not life-ending. And then I identify with this because I haven't done anything like this, because I'm not a physical person, but I've done things verbally. He grabbed a gal that he was brought to his apartment by the arm to stop her from leaving, and kept her from leaving for 20 minutes. And I have been a jerk, a bad person with words in my past. And while I haven't done that, I have been that guy. The cop one at the end, just, rule of threes, 1, 2, 3, is as a cop in the game. Not something I've done again, but was shooting at a guy to stop him, aiming at his ankle, and instead hit him in his pelvis and crippled him for life. Like I said, I had deeply internalized everything, and I identified much too well with the character. And all three of those things just... I had tears a-coming. I got tears in my eyes right now, just thinking about it. I mean, even this morning, I've still been messed up. One of the reasons I had to stop. Somebody in comments has been talking about either themselves or a friend where the partner cannot even really watch anything about it because as a recovering alcoholic themselves, they identify too much with what's happening. So I'm going to keep playing, and I'm going to start the next installment tomorrow because I want to do every other day so I can come up for air instead of hyper fixating on it like I did for the first day. So, thumbs up for that. And I just wanted to mention it because I've had games affect me in the past. I've had moments where I've cried here and there. I've had tears. But I've never had them sucker punch me. I've never had them gut punch me. I've never had them hurt because I identified so strongly. It's a shame that, apparently everyone from this studio, there's all sorts of issues and problems, and that's bad. But they did one excellent job. So, to end it up, I want to talk about my creative writing setting here with the whole cryptid stuff. Because I had mentioned before how I hadn't done the whole thing. I had been working quite a bit on the whole inside-outside razor's edge, which is the inside is an entire complete universe. The outside is our complete universe. They're a conjoined set of universes inside of the space that one universe would be in. The inside, because of the extra-universal energies that flow around in the multiverse, normally each universe has the functional equivalent of about a thimbleful of these extra-universal energies flowing around in them. That thimbleful is enough to make drastic changes in an entire universe. But the inside has had the functional equivalent of 10 Olympic-sized swimming pools of this stuff poured into it. And there are a near infinite number of universes where it didn't work out. And there's a smaller number of universes where it worked out, but just barely. And then there's only one where it worked out like I talk about, because I don't want to talk about those other ones. And in an infinite multiverse, there's any number of them. I can choose which one I want to talk about, and that one is just as valid as any other. But I just talk about this one conjoined multiverse. Strike that. It's inside of a multiverse, this conjoined universe. Because they are together, they bump and rub, metaphorically, against each other, and holes get rubbed inside of the fabric of them. Those holes connect up, and they form a razor's edge. Energy flows between them, and down converts from the inside to where we are, up converts going in the other direction. Point being, though, nobody's really supposed to live there, but the way it's set up, there is a near infinite number of human beings on the razor's edge. But after I'd been dealing with that, and my therapist talking about, well, how about archetypes and cryptids, I came up with Jimmy Lane Baker, had just a thought for Daff, his friend David Alia Rodriguez. I keep trying to say De Silva, and De Silva is the name of Sheriff De Silva on the razor's edge. He's David Rodriguez. My brain. Remember what I'm talking about. But after that, I had no real idea who Daff was, just knew he was somebody that was helping James, Jimmy Lane Baker. And then came the second cryptid type, ghost type. And this one's the horrific one that I feel so sad for my ghost types now. And I'm the one that created them, so bad on me. But the first ghost type that I came up with is Jimmy Lane Baker is hungry. Daff, that was hard to say, distracts this young 30s odd woman with talk, and Jimmy kills her from behind. She dies, of course, but her ghost type is suddenly looking down at the corpse. And she's like, what the heck is going on? Because all of a sudden, she's just awake and looking at this. And she watches as Jimmy and the guy that she was talking to, this Jimmy being 6'5", bulky monster of a guy, picks her up, her corpse, and starts walking away with the other fellow. She follows, doesn't know what else to do, is freaking out about this, wants to find out what's going to happen, doesn't understand what is happening. And when she gets to where they go, she is at first horrified because the big guy strips her corpse, strips the body, and she doesn't know what sick thing is going to happen. And pretty soon, her body is there, totally nude. But she isn't prepared when the big guy starts eating her body. And in not long, he's devoured every last bit. All gone, chewed up, munched, just gore down the front of him, and gore on the ground, and nothing else. And that's something she doesn't really know how to handle. She freaks out and runs back into town. And at some point, because nobody is paying attention to her, because they can't see her, she's dead. She's a ghost. She does eventually, while screaming in the middle of the night, some young woman, a young law student who was studying late night, hears her screaming out in the street and lifts up her window and says, "Can you go freak out somewhere else? Some of us have work we need to do." And that's how Melody Cable, the ghost, and I can't remember her name, the law student, become friends, because she, the gal, is one of the very small number of people that can actually see ghost types. 98% of the world cannot see cryptids. Of that even smaller amount, only a sliver can see ghost types. Among cryptids, 98% of them cannot see ghost types. And that's because the ghost types aren't really there. Every single one of us, every single being that has intelligence, has a pattern where subquantum and quantum particles form a pattern, a knotting pattern around intelligence. Human beings have quite complicated patterns. Hamsters have very, very simple ones, like woo, and that's it. But there are some people whose patterns, the ambient cryptid energy matrix, imprints the pattern. As you live your life, the pattern does things and impacts the ambient matrix around it. For some of these individuals, the ambient matrix begins to learn how to react as if a pattern were reacting without a pattern. But while the pattern is still there, it just follows the pattern. When Melody, after Melody dies, is suddenly active, all of her memories are not of being Melody, but of watching Melody. She remembers feelings and impressions, no thoughts. But it's as if she spent her life being a video camera, and then one day, the person she was recording died, and then she became the active being. But since she doesn't know she is just the ambient cryptid energy matrix reacting as if a pattern is present, these patterns on the energy matrix only last for a period of time. It's a long time, but with every action that the energy matrix takes, some energy is lost. These ripples are self-powering and self-editing memories, but there is loss, and eventually the patterns will vanish because they're not really a being, they're just a ripple. And for Melody, as she's trying to figure out who she is, it's tearing her apart because everything that she finds tells her she's not a person, that she's not really there. And she is just losing what mind a ripple would have. There are beings and creatures that will attack intelligence or patterns or beings. And at some point, she and another person are fleeing something like this. They get away, but Melody is actually caught by this thing. And it ignores her. And she knows that this thing preys upon, well, things that she should be a part of, but she's not. And it is just tearing her apart. But yeah, they only last so long, about 250 years. But when you hit the 200-year mark, that's when the loss of energy really starts to show. And it's kind of like Alzheimer's as your pattern really starts to fade. And in about 250 years, the ripple on the ambient energy matrix just fades out entirely. But for those 50 years, slowly you lose yourself. And it's the functional equivalent of like 25 years into it. Instead of being an active person, you spend a lot of time just sitting and staring. Not doing anything. Not even really thinking. And towards the end, really, you'll even be sitting and staring with a half smile on your face. And people can come up and talk to you and you'll just be, oh, hi. And then one day you're gone. I'm getting very emotional today. Disco Elysium. Time for the call to action. If you could like, comment, share, subscribe, that would be very, very cool. Definitely a thumbs up and appreciated. And for each one of my Patreon patrons, you are beautiful and awesome people. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. They are lying. For each person that has left me a comment, you too are beautiful and awesome in your own way. I read every comment that YouTube shows me. I thumbs up or heart each comment that I am allowed to, and I answer as many comments as my nerve compression issues will let me do so. So it's not as many as I'd like, but it's more than zero. So thumbs up on that. Yay! I don't know why I said that so weird. My apologies. I have been salivating so much. My sincere apologies. If I've had spit froth going on or I've been spitting out here, my sincere apologies. But I'm going to edit, render, upload, and that's a good thing. I'm going to continue playing games and taking care of myself. And maybe if it doesn't get too late, walk on down to the library and get some printing done. That would be a good thing. Definitely a thumbs up on that. Hopefully, you can get done the things that you would like to get done. That would be a very good thing as well. Definitely a thumbs up. And if you can't, of course, do not beat yourself up. You deserve better, and it's not going to help you get it done better next time. Now, before I end, there is one thing I'm looking forward to. I have already bought, of course, the 4 Fate games by Wild Tangent, and it's scheduled, I think, the 25th of this month for Fate Reawakened, the reimagined, remastered version with all 4 games involved in one mega Fate game. So I'm looking forward to that. I really liked Fate, and hopefully it's not going to be too expensive. If it's more than $20, it's going to be a while before I can get it. If it's over 50, I mean, if it's over 40, it's going to be a serious debate on my part whether or not. If it's over 40, no, not until it comes down on sale. Anyway, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very, very good thing. Yeah, no words of wisdom today. I've been talking for almost a half hour. I'm doing pretty good. No GERD symptoms. My throat doesn't hurt because there's no hydrochloric acid burning it. You know, I've had thinking in the past when I was recording before, when I was talking, I think I would mention before that I would get a sore throat. And this one was when I was living in this house a couple years back. I betcha those were my GERD symptoms. Huh. Anyway, you take care and I'll talk to y'all later.